The issue with the fervent support for Andrew Tate is concerning. Even if we were to hypothetically set aside any accusations of sex trafficking or other criminal acts, his actions should still starkly contradict the values typically associated with conservatism. His involvement in managing women, promoting the sex industry, and operating casinos can be viewed as contradictory, especially for those adhering to Islamic beliefs or moral standards. Moreover, his admission of engaging in deceitful practices for profit, such as deceiving men by posing as women and swindling them into financing embassy trips, as well as allegedly misappropriating women's taxes, are deeply troubling aspects of his character. Furthermore, reports of inappropriate behavior, including attempting sexual encounters with underage individuals and instances of physical abuse against women, cast a dark shadow over his non-existing reputation. Even without considering the illegal activities and trafficking allegations, the ethical and moral implications of his actions should give pause to individuals who align themselves with conservative principles. It is perplexing to witness staunchly conservative individuals rallying behind someone like Andrew Tate, whose values seem diametrically opposed to their own. The irony of self-proclaimed traditional conservatives idolizing Tate, despite his involvement in activities that arguably propagate immorality and degeneracy, is striking. It raises questions about the underlying motivations driving this unwavering support, suggesting that perhaps a compelling narrative and the allure of influence and money play significant roles. The suggestion that if Jeffrey Epstein was alive and still held sway within right-leaning circles, some individuals would likely defend him, speaks volumes about the complexities of loyalty and alliances. It underscores a troubling truth that, at times, personal connections and power dynamics can overshadow moral considerations, creating a dissonance between professed values and actions taken in support of controversial figures. Delving deeper into this issue, we can see how Andrew Tate's popularity challenges the core beliefs of conservatism. Concepts like taking responsibility for one's actions, upholding traditional values, and respecting the law seem to be cast aside when people ignore troubling behaviors and accusations. This raises questions about why people are willing to overlook important information just because they like a person or think they can gain something from them. The contradiction between what people say they believe in and their actions when supporting controversial figures shows how human judgment can be complicated. It illustrates how people can dismiss information that doesn't fit their existing beliefs or affiliations. In Andrew Tate's case, this could be due to biases, wanting to be part of a particular group, or simply ignoring facts that don't align with their views. The continued backing of individuals like Andrew Tate prompts thoughts about the need for critical thinking and ethical decision-making in politics. It emphasizes the importance of holding public figures accountable for their actions, no matter which side of the political spectrum they belong to. Building a culture of honesty, fairness, and responsibility within political movements can help prevent compromising on morals and uphold the values that people claim to support. When we talk about what Andrew Tate did, it's not just about him. It makes us think about how we see people in our society and who we choose to follow. Even when someone gets into trouble for doing bad things, there are still many people who support them. This shows that sometimes people care more about someone's charm or seeming success than if they are doing the right thing. As we keep talking about Andrew Tate, we see that the stories we tell about famous people can change how we feel about them, even when they might not be good role models. People can get so caught up in a good story or thinking they can get something out of it that they forget to question if what they're supporting is actually right. It's important for all of us to take a look inside and think about why we choose To look up to certain people, we should always stick to what we believe is right and not let flashy personalities or short-term benefits sway us. Being true to our values, even when someone with a big personality is involved, is key to building a society where everyone is treated fairly and acts with honesty. Events like what happened with Andrew Tate show us that we need to be careful when we listen to stories and people who seem popular. They remind us to think hard about what we're hearing and supporting, making sure it lines up with what we know is good and fair. As we move forward in a world full of voices and ideas, each of us has a responsibility to think deeply about what we stand for, challenge our biases, and always put ethical choices above temporary loyalties. By sticking to a moral compass that emphasizes honesty and responsibility, we can push back against the pull of charming but morally questionable figures and aim for a society that's open, fair, and guided by strong values. In unraveling the enigma of why some continue to champion figures embroiled in controversy, it becomes evident that rationalizing unethical behavior or turning a blind eye to misconduct can erode the very foundations of moral integrity. The cognitive dissonance experienced when reconciling admiration for a persona with conflicting actions underscores the intricate interplay between personal beliefs, social dynamics, and persuasive narratives. Idolizing bad people is a big problem that can cause a lot of harm in our society. When we admire people who do bad things, it can make those behaviors seem okay to others. This can lead to more people thinking it's fine to act dishonestly or unethically. Nobody is perfect, but when we look up to individuals who consistently do wrong things, it sends the message that it's alright to behave that way. This can start a cycle where bad actions become normal or even respected. It can damage the values that hold communities together. Idolizing bad people can also mess with our own sense of right and wrong. If we celebrate individuals who put themselves first or act in hurtful ways, we might start questioning what we stand for. This confusion can make it harder for us to stick to our own values. This issue goes beyond just personal consequences. When we make bad people our role models, we're showing others that it's okay to follow in their footsteps. This can create a culture that values success over honesty and integrity. Such attitudes can have long-lasting effects on how our communities function. In today's digital world, influencers hold a lot of power over young people. They share their lives, promote products, and offer advice. But many influencers are not good role models. People like Andrew Tate have a very bad effect on their audience, especially the young impressionable ones. Unfortunately, individuals like him are spreading like cancer, and day after day we see even more lunatics giving bad advice and trying to manipulate and use their audience. If you don't want to end up being one of their victims, I suggest using your brain and reading and researching and learning critical thinking skills. Also, in general, don't try to be a bad person. Don't be like them. And this was what I wanted to talk about today. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also, share this video with your friends so they won't get brainwashed by rats like Andrew Tate. See you soon, my children.